guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to a vintage horror movie review. Tonight we're going back to France in 1943 for the release of The Devil's Hand, which has been released here on Masters of Cinema Eureka, directed by Maurice Tolier. This is a French movie, so let's have a look at this edition. So here we are, guys. Here is the physical release of The Devil's Hand, released on Eureka's Master of Cinema. Just came out just about a week ago, I believe, here in March 2026. It comes with a nice slipcase, which is quite unusual for well, for Eureka, for me to anyway. Maybe they're first editions. I'm very rarely up getting first editions, but there we are. So we have the original artwork with the original title, La Main du Diable, starring Pierre Fresnay. I believe it is a French film. It gives you details of the film and what's in the special edition. So we have the film itself. We have a reversible cover, which is really nice. It smells good. It does, it smells really nice. It's got that new smell to it. It also comes with a little booklet. And goes through the cast of the film. It's directed by Maurice Tournier. So we've got a nice essay in here with some pictures from the film. And it gives you about some viewing notes and some credits from the film. And that, guys, is the physical release of The Devil's Hand. Absolutely wonderful edition from Eureka. Probably one of my favourite ones, to be honest, that I have of theirs. But is there any special features? So this is the main menu for The Devil's Hand. We have the film with original French mono, with James Oliver audio commentary. We have The Devils in Detail, a fantastic French cinema under occupation video essay by Sam Dagan, and we have Continental French cinema in The Devil's Hand. And that is the special features on The Devil's Hand. There is a few, not many, but there is a few. Could have been done with a double disc, with maybe a whole disc of extra features, but it doesn't. But there we are. But we still have an amazing release. Let's go to the story. So this is based in France, 1943. So it's a film that was made during World War II. So maybe the budgets were tight, but whatever it was. But this doesn't stop this from being the most excellent of movies. We meet a painter. We meet this painter, and he has a girlfriend. And he wants to marry her, but she thinks he's a failing artist. He's not very good at what he does. And the film starts off at the end of the film, if you like. We're set off in this sort of, in the French Alps, on this sort of mountain sort of hotel. And there's been an avalanche, and all these people are stuck there and can't get away or anything like that. And they're all stuck there and all moaning about eating the same food because supplies and stuff can't come through to them. And one night while they're waiting for their supper their food to arrive, there's a knock at the door at the hotel, and in comes our painter, our artist. And he's looking for a room for the night, and he's turned up with this box. Now, he is acting very strange, very queer, it's very strange, and he's quite aggressive to them when they talk to him and things like that. But they give him a room for the night, and then the police turn up looking for a guy dressed in black carrying a box, and we kind of think that it's him that they're looking for. But they don't find him. Anyway, they go off, and he starts it, and then the people at the hotel start to pry into his private life to try and find out who he is, what's going on. And then it breaks down. He then narrates us through what's led to him turning up there. And this is where we get the story with him and his fiancée, and she's going off him because he's becoming useless and stuff like this. And she runs out of this restaurant. And while they're in this restaurant or cafe, whatever you want to call it, the owner there has a proposition for him. He has this talisman that he wants to sell him because he says it will bring you good luck, it will bring your paintings, and you will become world famous and all this. This talisman is supposedly a hand of the devil, and this restaurant owner needs to sell it on, or he will die and be condemned his soul to the devil. So he convinces our painter to buy it, and sure enough, the painter becomes very famous, and his paintings are well liked, and his fiancée comes back, and they get married. He keeps getting visited by this man in a suit and a bowler hat, and that he turns out to be the devil. And he's telling him, he even makes him an offer. Well, if you want, you can sell this hand back to me for 1 cent. And the curse on that will be lifted, because he's starting to feel the curse upon him. He knows that there is a curse awaiting him. And so he sells it back to him for 1 cent, but then straight away he can't even tie a knot or anything, and his wife starts falling out with him. So he decides to give it back of him. But the devil says to him, now, just remember, I will buy it back off you, but this amount will double every day. And it gets to a point where it's almost up to 6 million francs. And it tells this story of his greed, possession of greed, over wanting this life and this wife over his own soul. And that's pretty much what it is. It's about him selling his soul to the devil, and this talisman is like a way of him being able to become good at what he comes. So is he going to sell this back, or is he going to succumb to his end? Is the devil going to get his soul? Or when we return to the hotel, are they going to help him? Watch it and find out. Final verdict. This is an absolute essential watch. It's a 10 out of 10. It's an amazing horror film. It's got a lot of comedy going on in it. It's quite funny in places. To me, it could even be one of the most early sort of comedy horror films. It's got like a bit of comedy in it, but it doesn't say it's all funny, because there is a darker side to it. This was made during the war, so there's a little bit of sort of propaganda going on in the film, if you like, if you will, where they're being suppressed. Like during the war, obviously, the French were suppressed by the Germans, and they agreed, and they took everything that they had and all this sort of thing. And that sort of like plays out on this sort of thing. And you can see, if you're clever, you can sort of work that out, that was a part of this sort of film, because it was made at that time during World War II. But it's wonderful. It's an amazing story, great concept, great film. The devil selling your soul to the devil for fame and for fortune, is it worth it? You need to sort of like think about that before you do things like that. But he was just down on luck and just thought this could be a way out. The pluses of this edition, it looks amazing. It looks so cool. It's in black and white. It's got a lot of grain on there, but it's really cool. It is in a 4.3 frame as well, but it looks really, really nice and really cool. I even think maybe this might have even played out better as a silent movie, because it would have worked as a silent movie too, but it was absolutely outstanding. Really cool. I might actually do a whole week of vintage horror this week. And if I do, this could be the first one in this series. And it's really, really cool. Highly recommend you seeing The Devil's Hand, not Hound. It's a 10 out of 10 from me. Massive shout out to my lads. See you soon, guys.